What's going on, guys? Welcome back to SOG. Guys, I wanted to talk about a topic that's a little personal to me today, sort of like the last one, but this one is more relevant on a day to day basis, if I'm being honest, just because I kind of live in the gym. I'm in there like 6 days a week going crazy, so 2 hour sessions, whatnot, and that's just become such a pillar of my life, right? And the craziest thing, honestly, is like I was thinking about this, just to myself the other day, and I had the gym even through like the darkest moments of my life, and I really did take it for granted, cause that was honestly the biggest pillar I had in my life at that time, on like a physical space. You know, there weren't many relationships that could like help me rebound emotionally. There weren't many coping mechanisms, because I was indulging in a lot of coping mechanisms when I was like mentally feeling low. But no matter how I felt as a whole in my life, going to the gym every single day was such a massive, massive boost for me of energy, confidence, even if it was only for like a split second, in like the grand scheme of things. Because at the end of the day, I'd come back home and like, obviously, like that high would only last for so long. But regardless, it was such a pillar in my life. And as I started going into this personal development journey and, I started weeding off the coping mechanisms, weeding off, um, the gym really, really provided me so many lessons, right? Weightlifting, bodybuilding, like, has provided me so many life lessons. And it bleeds off into all other aspects of my life. And like I said, I took this for granted. I didn't really put two and two together until very recently, you know? But even when it comes to the idea of personal development and entrepreneurship and any sort of journey that you might be personally in, right? That you have a lot of, energy and faith being directed towards. If you have been hitting the gym consistently for a long period of time, it is the same basic mechanisms. And it can be applied like throughout the board, like, I mean, across the board in all aspects. Because I started from ground zero when it came to bodybuilding or the gym, right? Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have a personal trainer. I didn't have a diet. I didn't have a nutrition plan. I didn't have a set list of exercises. I kind of just went to the gym one day and I said, hey, like, let me do what everybody else is doing, right? So I'd go hop on the machines. I saw some jacked guy go try to replicate the same sort of like form and mechanics that I'd see some like jacked guy doing. And obviously, in the beginning, it wasn't the same as what the other guy was doing because he'd been doing this for a long, long time. He knew what he was doing. I had no clue. I was just trying to imitate him. But the process of that, right, is so identical to any other like journey that you might be embarking on. I had to leave my comfort zone to go into the gym where I was particularly uncomfortable because I was so skinny and didn't know what I was doing. And I knew other guys would be like looking at me and being like, like, who's this new kid? Or like, he doesn't know what he's doing. But it took that form of discomfort to go into an environment that I wasn't really familiar with, to go try something new, and then make it a habit and started going every day. Started researching, like looking up more workouts, looking up what are the right sort of supplements I need to take, how much protein do I need to be consuming, what sort of like, food should I be cutting out, how much sleep should I be getting. And then you start stacking the bricks like one by one. Of course, it's over a long period of time because I didn't really dial in any of this workout stuff to the T until this year. And I've been lifting for 3 years now. So it has been quite literally a trial and error process. But that's the same thing that applies to entrepreneurship or if you're trying to get a degree like school or whatever hobby you might be pursuing, right? Like whatever career. It could even be relationships, like maybe you're trying to up your social skills. Same thing. But reality is, you start from ground zero with zero knowledge. And that takes a level of discomfort because you have no idea what you're doing. And your brain, in and of itself, is going to be like, no, let's stick to doing what we know how to do. And if those are bad habits, you're still going to stick with those bad habits because that's what you know how to do. And you know how to do them well. But once you take the leap and you start doing something that you feel uncomfortable with, and then that becomes habit, your brain's going to start thinking, wait, hold on a second. We've been doing this uncomfortable thing for a while now. So it's starting to become comfortable. And then becomes habit. And then now you've rewired yourself in a way that you're going to be actively seeking for more uncomfortable things. That's what the gym did for me. It forced me in an environment where I was very insecure, lacking confidence. I didn't know what I was doing, right? I had so many guys approach me, and honestly, this was the best part. This was one of the best things about getting started in a gym because the gym is such a warm environment, even though it may not feel like it. The gym is truly such a warm environment. Especially guys who are really experienced at the gym, like, seasoned weightlifters, bodybuilders. They are actively looking to help other people out. So the first time I ever benched, man, I didn't even know what I was doing, right? I didn't even know where to put my hands on the bar. And I had some guy come up to me, man. He was probably like 40 or 50 years old, and he was like, "Oh, you know what? Maybe you should place your hands like a little wider, Like put your ring finger right at this part of the bar." And just critiqued my form well enough where I was benching the bar and I was like, this actually feels kind of right. And I could feel a burn. And I've had so many instances like this. And it even happens to this day, where like I've come a long way in the gym, but I'll still run into a guy who's more experienced, and I'll get pointers and tips from him, even like little form critiques from him. Next thing you know, it changes the game. But that is also applicable across the board. So if you're looking into starting a new brand or a business or a hobby, you're going to be, adventuring into territory that you've never been in before. It's going to make you feel insecure. It's going to make you feel uncomfortable. But you're going to run into people that are willing to reach their hand out in that industry and say, hey, try this out. Try that out. I've been doing this and it's been working for me. Maybe you should try it out. And you're going to start building a network of people the same way you'd build a network of people in the gym, like your gym bros. You're going to find a similar sort of network in the industry or niche that you're trying to work into. But as a whole, guys, the gym has been such a big pillar in my life that no matter what I'm doing, the same lessons apply. The same lessons apply. And the biggest one as of recently has been, if you don't give up, you don't fail. You don't fail. You haven't failed unless you give up. And it takes a level of consistency and dedication, regardless of what your initial progress looks like, to see real progress. And I find that so, so true with entrepreneurship because I'm just getting started with SOG, and I'll have my fair share of like doubts and demons talking, and be like, hey, are you really doing this right? Are you really going to get somewhere with this? Like you're not seeing the level of traction that you hyped yourself up to see. And that is so normal. It's so natural because I felt the same thing when I first started lifting. The first 3-4 months, I was like, I've been going to the gym 5-6 days a week. I'm eating all these excess calories because I'm bulking, but I'm not seeing a big difference. And that's when the doubts and your inner demons start chattering, right? They see a weak spot and they're like, let's start pushing on it. But then you stick through. And a year passed. Then I compared the 1 year transformation pictures. I was like, oh my God, like I see a difference. I actually see a difference. Then 2 years passed. And then now I compared ground zero to year 1 to year 2, and I'm like, whoa, now we're actually getting somewhere. And now here I am on year 3. And I don't even look like the same person anymore. from from the last 2 years, 3 years. I don't look like the same person anymore. Like just the consistency of weightlifting has completely changed my appearance as a whole. Obviously, then like the haircut and like the facial hair, that all makes a difference, and like the lifestyle. But it genuinely changed me to a point where if I look at old pictures of myself from 2, 3 years ago, that looks like a cousin of mine or like a relative. It does, or a sibling. But the key thing I'm getting at here is that it took 3 years to see the level of results that I was aiming to see in the first like couple months. Had I given up in the first 3, 4 months saying, oh man, I'm not seeing the results that I want, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in today where I'm like, I can actually reap the benefits and like where whenever I go to the gym or I'm out in public, people take notice and they're like, man, like you look good. Like you have big arms or your physique's nice. Your vascularity is good. Mind you, obviously this journey never ends and I'm not satisfied. I'm very thankful, but I'm not satisfied. So I know I have a lot more work to put in the gym. I have more, uh, you know, I have more tweaks to make and more refinement to do with my lifestyle, diet, sleep, everything. This journey is just getting started for me. But the moral of the story is had I given up in the first 2, 3 months, I wouldn't be in the position where I'm in today, where I can actually appreciate the 3 years of blood, sweat, and tears that's gone into this bulking process, this weightlifting process. But that same ideology or the same basis applies across the board, guys, to everything else that you might be doing. And I'm learning just as you guys are. I'm experiencing new things and emotions just as you guys are. So it really didn't hit me until about the other day when I was thinking about my own brand and I was like, man, like it's been about 3 months since I've launched this brand and I didn't see the level of traction that I wanted to. And so obviously once the doubts start creeping in, you start getting a little bit more lethargic, a little more sluggish to get up and do what you need to do. But then I was like, hold on a second. I felt the same damn thing going into weightlifting and bodybuilding. The same thing, like verbatim. And I've pushed through that. So I know it's the same mechanisms that apply to pushing through this. And as long as you don't give up, you don't fail. So we're just getting started, guys. Same thing with the weightlifting journey. I'm just getting started with SOG. So, I'm very excited to see where it's going to go from here, guys. And I'm excited to have all of you guys along for the journey. Like I said, reach out to me on Instagram, sog.collective. I'm probably going to link my personal Instagram to that as well. So regardless, reach out to me on either platform, either account. DM me if you have any questions or you just want to have a conversation, chat it up. I'm really looking forward to building this network of SOGs, guys, like soldiers of God. Like all of you guys have the potential to be the truest soldier of God, and I want to bring that out outside of you guys. I want to bring it out of you guys as much as I'm bringing it out of me. So I'm excited, guys. If you aren't hitting the gym, right? Like if you're not actively working out or whatever, I highly, highly, highly suggest you do it. It will drastically change your life. When I say this is a pillar in my life, I mean it. It has affected the way I eat, the way I sleep, the way I focus, the way I operate as a whole. The gym single-handedly flipped my life without even me realizing it because I fell down the rabbit hole of like wanting more and more and more, and those same skill sets and mindsets apply across the board to everything else that you guys will be doing in your life. So highly recommend it. It's if there's one the biggest thing that I would say that somebody should implement in their life, it's to go to the gym. And you can find your own niche within the gym of what you want to do. I'm not saying everybody should become bodybuilders and weightlift, but find your niche. Whether that's CrossFit or Pilates or whatever. There's so many things that you could do to consistently go to the gym and stay fit, you know, like functional training, whatever. Find your niche, stick to it, and watch how it transforms all other aspects of your life. And for you guys out there who have been training consistently, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. And the feeling's amazing when you really think about it, how it's changed your life. So that's a quick little check-in for now, guys. You know, I was slacking off this last week, like I told you. Like my mindset was a little lethargic, and I was fighting my own head, I guess, you know, but that's a part of the journey. Like I've come far in this personal development journey, but it's human nature, you know, and those sort of incidents where you fight yourself mentally or you're fighting your own demons, that's literally what makes you stronger, and then it pushes you even further. So I'm very thankful for it, you know. Every single like time I go through a sluggish moment in my life like that, whether it's like doubts or feeling lethargic, anxious, whatnot, it just helps me gain more awareness about myself and combat it even better down the road. So, yeah, guys. So I'm back and I'm going to start uploading more consistently now. I'm going to have a consistent posting schedule. So, that's it for now, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See, I remembered it. I remembered it this time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the little bell icon so you know when I am posting, because I will be posting regularly. And I will see you guys in the next video. Let's go, SOGs.